Here, so excited to be coming at you live. Hello, Facebook. It's the naked launch party. I'm so excited. Okay, I am on 2 devices, so if I look like I'm going back and forth, it's because I am. Wani's here. Hello, Wani. I am on Instagram and I am on Facebook. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the first one. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now, this is not going to let me share. So if one of you, Wani or Rachel, hello, my love, or Sharita, if anyone here is in Sacred Sisterhood as well, would you please share this video into Sacred Sisterhood? This is not letting me do it from my computer, so I would appreciate that so much. Tashima, hello, Glennis is here. I'm so excited. So this is day 1 of Heal, Release, Rise, my free healing event for Naked, A Woman Reborn, my new book. It has been out for 2 weeks now. The results, the reviews that I've been getting from women and men actually all over the world have been blowing my mind. I am so honored. I am so, so grateful. So what I am going to do, Becky says, oh my God, I saw the notification pop up my phone and I read Naked Party. My mind was like, what? I love it. It is a naked party. Arouge, I don't know if Arouge actually is on this right now, but I didn't see your name pop up yet. But Wani, thank you. And Shireen, thank you so much for sharing this to my group. I appreciate it so much. So Arush is actually who I had the name A Woman Reborn for a long time, and Arush actually said, you know, you should name it Naked, because naked is something that I always talk about. Being naked in nature is just I have to. It's a part of my soul. It helps me ground, it helps me connect, it helps me feel free, and it's just a very important part. It's why I moved back up to the Pacific Northwest so I could go be naked outside and roll around on the forest floor and in moss, and I love it so much. So anyways, we have so many wonderful people. Thank you so much for joining us. My mother is here. Thank you so much. I see some incredible men and women here joining us on Instagram and on Facebook. So I love you all so much. The response for Naked has been really mind-blowing, and I have to tell you all how freaking grateful I am for everyone's support, for everyone who's ordered the book, who's read the preview on Kindle, who has been such a supportive part of this journey, because this has been you know, it's probably the most raw thing I have ever released and created. And I finished writing my book 1.5 years ago, and I finally just got it out. And Alexis is here. Thank you so much. Hello, my love. And again, the response and the messages that I've been getting from people, the private messages and the stories of how the things that I share have resonated with them, and how they have been able to find healing and freedom from themselves from the book. Sally says this book arrives with her this week in the UK. I'm so honored. Becky can't stay, but I love you too. Thank you for being here. Mwah. Yes, Laura, definitely check it out. It is a self-help memoir of my story of getting pregnant from rape and how I really transformed that into this incredible life I get to enjoy and experience. I have amazing people joining on Instagram. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. So what I want to do today, if you're going to join in the healing, today we are womb healing, which is so powerful. I guide you through many different healings in the book. Kelly Love, hello on Instagram. I guide you through many healings in the book that I used to really transform my life, to really find freedom within myself, to really overcome trauma, and to just release the past and rewrite my story so I could create this amazing life for myself. And for those of you who are new to me, I help female entrepreneurs release their past, release their stories, write new stories so they can create a life of freedom, of abundance, of greater just love and enjoyment for themselves and for their families. And it's an incredible business. It's an incredible honor to be able to support women all over the world, and many past and current clients are on here and followers, and it's just such a great thing. Clayton, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this. So what I want to do is we are going to do some womb healing, and there are several ways to do this. For the purpose of today, we're actually going to be journaling. So if you have a journal, if you're going to follow along, grab one. I'm going to read an excerpt from my book, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So I've selected an excerpt to read to you, and then we'll go ahead and do some womb healing and doing some journaling. And this is a really profound and powerful exercise that I use regularly to connect with many different parts of myself, and we're really going to be connecting with this divine feminine, this receiving force, this powerful, powerful goddess energy that goddess lives within each and every one of us. We all have a balance of masculine and feminine. Well, many times they're out of balance, but the way to really create this life, this dream life, this whatever you want for yourself is to really have balance in that masculine and feminine. And so we're going to be connecting with that because she's been suppressed for a long time. So for those of you who don't know my story, I became pregnant as a result of sexual assault. And when my son was about 6 months old, I found myself in a place of just being so broke, of being kind of like believing into that story, being a broke single mom. And I was very much in a victim mindset, which is natural after you have an experience like sexual assault happen. And my life would be forever completely different. And I really took it as an opportunity to go deep within and to create a new life for myself. I had a business that I'd had for 11 years prior to then, and it had been very successful. I was at the cap of what I could do and take that business. And so I sold it as I made this leap onto maternity leave. And I found myself in a place of being so poor that I had to actually go at 34 years old, live and move in with my mom. And it was something that I had a lot of shame of and tried to avoid for a long time. But what I realized was that actually allowed me to hit the reset button and to be able to take so much stress off of my shoulders and really go in deeper and create the life that I get to live now, which is, living in this amazing house in this incredible area. And last year I spent the year in Southern California traveling once a month with my son, and we really get to live an amazing life. And that was not by accident. It was by pure intention and allowing myself to go in and do the deep work. And so I am here to tell you and encourage all of you to let you know that you can do this too. You can absolutely create whatever you want for yourself. And my belief is it goes back to healing those old wounds that keep you from reaching certain heights and allowing you to then rewrite your story, to deactivate those resonances, those vibrations, so you can really move forward and create whatever you want and to tap into your unlimited potentiality. So I'm going to read you a little excerpt. I'm going to do an excerpt each day from Naked, a Woman Reborn. It is available on Amazon right now and Kindle for everyone. It will be available in bookstores, or the earliest it'll be available in local bookstores anyways will be in the next month. So anyway, so here's a little excerpt from Naked, a Woman Reborn. When I embarked on my new path, I had no idea I would be doing the work I'm doing now. At the time, I thought I was going to be developing a thriving business helping women get pregnant. But as my work evolved and the clients I was seeing were not only improving their hormonal balance, monthly cycles, and getting pregnant, the ones who really implemented my work were manifesting dream jobs, making more money than they'd ever made before, and getting dream houses on the beach. My first business coach actually ended up being a client of mine after we worked together, and she ended up manifesting a dream house on the beach in Southern California before it hit the market and having a $70,000 weekend. And that was such an honor to be able to help her because she helps me so much. Anyways, I started looking at what I was really doing. Since I'd been an energy worker already for about 17 years, I had a lot of knowledge to tap into. Ultimately, I realized it. I was womb working and I didn't even know it. I mean, I knew it on a physical level, but as I really opened my eyes and connected with the much more spiritual side of my work that I had largely shut off for a couple years because I was too worried about others would think, I realized what I was subconsciously doing. I was helping women heal their wombs, their second chakras. In doing so, allowing the divine feminine creative energy to thrive. No wonder women were having such incredible results. This is, after all, the center of creation. My clients were creating such incredible lives for themselves through this work. Looking back as I developed and honed my technique, I realized this is exactly what I had been doing for myself. Working through my emotions and stored traumas, getting rid of all the shit I was carrying around literally and energetically, and becoming comfortable with myself once again. Where am I? For months, I couldn't touch myself in the shower when I was bathing. I would hurry through washing myself as quickly as I could to just get it over with. I was so shut off and disconnected. This detachment had disconnected me from everything. It was as if clients and money would act like they were coming to me, and at the last moment, it felt like they were hitting a brick wall and would run the other direction. It took me months after I'd moved to realize it was my own energetic brick wall. Right around my move, things started looking better. But this was when my deep healing, Right around my move, things started looking better. But this was when my deep healing really started. Notice the connection. I'd started purging people and material items from my life that caused me pain and didn't serve my highest good. No longer was I a match for people or things that caused me pain or brought me down. I had also begun to be very intentional with myself. I had been exercising again, which felt great for getting my muscles back from pregnancy and feeling physically strong again. I was also trying to become more intimate with myself. This took some time and practice, but I was patient. I would lovingly nurture myself in the bathtub with essential oils, coconut oil, dead sea salt, hot tea, a book, and candlelight. I began to seduce myself, feeling my soft skin as the melted coconut oil seeped into my pores, relaxing in the heavenly scent of the essential oils and the soothing effects of the salt. I allowed myself to tenderly sip of a hot cup of tea, and often would mask my face with a blend of bentonite clay and essential oils. I gently began to caress my body, every inch of her. I started to truly appreciate the stretch marks I'd gained from nurturing my son in the womb. The pooch I was still carrying around from pregnancy, and the once firm tush that was a little flatter and saggier, but still showed up for me every day, every step and kneel and squat along the way. I began to appreciate my body on a deeper level, on a more sensual level than I ever had. And she began responding. She loved it, and so did I. My creative energy now nurtured, started to spark ideas that had brought me more excitement and motivation than I'd had in a long time. Ideas that carried me to the next step of my evolution, and to the next and the next. Until finally they brought me here, to writing this book, to empowering other women to heal their wombs and to unleash their divine feminine power. Because this world is so good, and it can be even better. As we choose to continue to accept the old stories, so shall the old stories continue to be true. But as we collectively realize and decide the old stories don't serve our highest good, we can choose a new story. We can heal our old wounds and close the door on the old ways of pain and unhealed masculine dominance for good. We can rewrite our stories and choose a new one. A story where women are honored as the incredible creative beings we are. A story where masculine and feminine energies are balanced. A story where the foundation for our children is one of love and compassion rather than hatred, pain, and suffering. A story worthy of us and our children. So that is my excerpt from today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I saw lots of lovely hearts along the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Oh, Nikki said, so proud of you for sharing your story. I am just getting it started. The part about your dad in the beginning made me cry. Oh, thank you. It made me cry experiencing it. Okay, so that's just a brief excerpt from my book. And I want to get into doing some womb healing. Somebody gave me an angry face. You all are so funny. I'm sure that was an accident. I'm choosing to believe that was an accident. So men, this is a common, Toby and Sean say hi. Hi guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. So excited to see Sean in a couple days. And Toby too, someday. So we're gonna do some womb healing, and for the purpose of this, again, there are many, many ways to do this. I'm gonna do some journaling, so if you have your journals with you, I encourage you to follow along, to do this yourself. You have a creative sacral center as well, men. This is not just for women. Sacral healing, womb healing is not just for women. You know, we have the physical organ, but that center of creation and that seed of emotions is there within you. That's your sacral area. So one of the things that I like to do, one of the ways I like to journal is I like to do conversational journaling. Now, if you've never done journaling before, actually, maybe we'll do this a different way. We're going to do this with a meditation, and then we're going to journal, because the meditation can be so powerful. And then if you have your journal, it's like you can just brain dump everything with you. So what I'd love for you to do, hi Nathan, I see you bouncing between Instagram and Facebook. It's lovely to see you and have you here. I've been so touched by how many men have really resonated and responded with this too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. We are all in this amazing space of healing and awakening. So, okay, so we're gonna do a meditation to connect with your womb, to connect with your divine feminine, because there are men on here. If you are partaking, I'm just going to refer to the womb as the divine feminine. We are connecting with this energetic space. So what I'd like for y'all to do is to take some deep breaths. I'm going to guide you through this meditation, and then when we're done, I'm going to strongly encourage you to share here so we can all, you know, heal. It's amazing. I just got off a training right before this, and it was like all the women in this course that I've been teaching were like, it's like you're talking to me. It's like you're talking to me. And I've done this work with hundreds of people, and you'd be amazed at how many people think and feel the same. And if we can open up and share this, it's just, you would realize how connected and how similar we are in so many ways, and the thoughts that we have and the feelings that we have. And, you know, even though we have different stories, we create such similar beliefs around that. So anyways, I encourage you to share. Let's go ahead and take some deep breaths. Breathe all the way in and let your eyes close. Taking a big deep breath in, breathing in some light, and as you exhale, just breathe out all of your thoughts. Breathing in light. And as you exhale, breathe out any stress, worries, or fears. Let your body relax. Let your mind relax. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3 and snap my fingers, and you're going to find yourself sitting in an orange room, feeling very safe, feeling very comfortable, and just looking around and observing the space you are in. 1, 2, 3. Finding yourself sitting in an orange room, feeling very, very safe, feeling very, very comfortable. As you look around, you notice the furnishings. You notice how this room is decorated. Is it new and fresh, or old and dusty and musty? Just observe, just take note. And as you look around the room, your eyes fix on a woman standing there, your divine feminine. What do you observe about her? How does she look? How does she feel? Is she young, old, happy, tired, strong and vibrant? What do you notice about her? Is she clean, or is her hair a tangled mess? Simply notice and thank her for being here. Ask her what it is she would like for you to know. And trust the message that comes up. Take a moment to ask her what it is you're holding on to that needs to be released. Who do you need to forgive? And what can you do for her? If you have any questions, take this moment to ask her. Connect with her. When you're ready, ask if you can give her some light. And you're going to visualize a beam of golden light coming down over her head, through her crown, filling her body, wrapping all around her. Washing away everything that does not serve. And as you do this, you notice a golden light washing down over you and through you. Clearing away everything that does not serve you. Take a few deep breaths with this light. Feeling any heaviness wash away. Letting yourself feel this newfound lightness. Freedom. Expansion. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. When you're ready, look around this room. Notice this divine feminine. How has she shifted? How has your room shifted? Is it lighter? Is there more sun coming in through the windows? Is it cleaner? Has the furniture and the decor shifted? Feel free to take a couple moments to just receive any intuitive messages that come through. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes, grab your pen and journal, and write down anything that needs to come out. If there was someone or something you need to forgive, write it down. If there is a message for you, write it down. Anything that wants to come out of the pen is for you. So take this moment to let yourself journal, record your messages, and feel free to share them here with us. I'm going to give you a moment. If anyone needs help feeling more present, please let me know in the comments. Because I can certainly help with that very quickly. Oh, Tiffany says, as soon as she showed up, the tears started flowing and I can't stop yawning. That's so beautiful. The yawning is a shift. You're just clearing stuff out. So let yourself yawn. You're just clearing stuff out. You don't have to know what it is, but this is a clearing. It's a shift. I do this when I work with clients a lot and we have a profound shift. I will actually start yawning as well too. It's just the energy moving, so let it move. Oh, Wani, this is really powerful. So Wani says, I didn't feel any connection to her. The room was pitch dark. That is so telling. That's, yeah, so telling. And she says, I burst into tears also. Yeah. We've become so disconnected with our feminine. And right, this is that creative energy. So I see this particularly in my clients who've had a hard time manifesting, right? Mostly I work with female entrepreneurs. And so they, will be doing all the things and doing all the things and doing all the things, but having a really difficult time actually, gaining customers or gaining clients or being able to receive money. This is your receiving, right? If you think about your center of creation and your womb. Like you were literally receiving the seed here when you become pregnant, right? So, and growing it and nurturing it and delivering it. So this is such an important part. And so if, for instance, if manifesting has been challenging for you, it's because there's a disconnect with this center and a disconnect with this area. So I am so grateful that you shared that, Wani. Thank you so much. What I would do is let yourself journal and just see, because even if you might logically have not been able to get a message, I bet there's a message that still wants to come out. So one of the things you could do now in your journal is say, you know, dear womb or dear divine feminine, what would you have me know? And then let your pen simply flow. You may need to take, excuse me, a couple deep breaths and let your pen just flow. Let it out, let it out, let it out. You can even close your eyes. If you tend to be an overthinker, you can close your eyes and just automatically write and see what comes out. So I will share a personal story in just a moment about how this work has really helped me and helped me heal from a very physical, very, you know, traumatic thing. I want to give you a quiet space to journal for a moment. So for me, very recently, well, in the last a few months ago, I experienced a miscarriage. And shortly after that, I experienced some really traumatic health issues as a result of having to take a Plan B shortly afterwards. And because a condom I was using broke with my partner. And it caused some really extreme health issues where my body started mimicking pregnancy, and I had debilitating cramps for months. It started in May, so we're in August now. And it was very traumatic for both of us. It was very traumatic for me and caused an extreme amount of pain where I had a hard time standing up. And some days I spent many hours on the floor crying, which for anyone who knows me is very much not me. And it really impacted me. And obviously this is this space of, you know, creation and my womb and, you know, very much on the physical level. And so through actually doing this work now, I am on and going deeper, letting myself go deeper, letting myself go deeper, letting myself go deeper. I have been able to heal. Doctors said there was nothing wrong, that everything was fine, which is great. I did do all the tests, but I was still having sharp stabbing pains in my ovary. And this is the first cycle right now where I have not had them. And I have allowed myself, especially in the last couple of weeks, because I had these pains as recently as 2 weeks ago, where I connecting with my feminine, connecting with my womb, and going in and really nurturing her and asking what she needed and asking what she wants and what I can do for her, and doing the healing and having the breakthroughs with her. I am on my first cycle where I haven't had sharp stabbing pains. I've had a little bit, but it hasn't impacted me like it has in the past. And it's from doing this work, I know without a doubt, from doing this work that I've been able to heal this. And there's still, you know, there's still more to come and there's still more healing to do, but it's there. And even in this right now, as I journaled with her, this is the first time in a little while when I said, you know, what would you have me know? And she says, you're doing it. right? She wants to be connected to. She wants to be connected with. She wants to be heard, right? If you think about women over history, over the last several centuries, our voices have been shut down, right? Women only as recently as 100 years ago have had the right to vote. And even when we had the right to vote, it counted for a third of a vote. So, you know, there is still so much oppression, but we're getting more and more and more. And there's so much with women's reproductive rights, right? Our divine feminine wants to be heard, and there is a huge awakening and a huge uprising with this. And this is not saying men versus women by any means. It's the feminine energy that flows through men and women. And if you think about it for men too, what is one of the most offensive things you can say to a man, or has been, right, collectively, is that they are effeminate, right? And it's not that way anymore, right? It's not that way anymore. And it's becoming more and more healed, and she is awakening and arising, right? And it takes a balance of the masculine and feminine energy to really find balance, to find alignment, and to find flow, right? Any kind of oppression or extreme on one end or the other is either you know, too much in the masculine or too much in the feminine. And for centuries, you know, if you look at countries and globally, we have been in the masculine to the extreme, and the feminine has been suppressed. So she's awakening. It is coming into balance. It is about a coming into balance and healing both the masculine and the feminine energies. Because also in a lot of ways, in some ways, you know, masculine energies and masculinity is in some ways more wounded than the feminine. So I don't want there to be any confusion about that, right? It is not a man versus woman thing by any means. It is a healing of the masculine and the feminine energies and a rising, right? The feminine has been oppressed for so long and suppressed for so long. So it's about her wakening up, our creative energy, and really being able to nurture. If you think about that feminine energy, is that nurture, and being able to nurture and honor and love. And when we have that balance, we're able to do that, not only within ourselves, but globally. And that is what I'm on a mission to do here. So that's a little bit of a rant, but also a personal story of how connecting, just connecting and having the breakthroughs and listening to her and giving her what she's asked. I've literally been able to, in the last 2 weeks, heal from having these like horrendous debilitating cramps to not having them at all right now, which is amazing. It's amazing. And I have so much gratitude for that. So much gratitude for that. And I owe that to her. So does anybody else want to share? I know this is shared in Sacred Sisterhood, and I do not know. It's not letting me check this on here. So if you have somebody you know that you think could benefit from womb healing and balancing the masculine and feminine, please share this video and let me know that you shared it so that I can thank you for it. I'm going to try to look up more comments here because I know this is in Sacred Sisterhood. So let me check because that's been very active. Oh, the video. Oh, interesting. It's back now, Allison? Okay. Thank you. I'm so glad. Okay. So, does anybody like to share anything from their journal? Does anybody have any questions about connecting with their womb right now? How is anybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? Thank you so much, Andromeda, for sharing. Thank you so much, Tamika, for sharing. I want this to get out to everybody. I really do, because I firmly believe that as together we heal, together we rise. And what I mean by that is as we let ourselves heal and we rewrite our future stories, as we heal the wounds of the past, we're able to rewrite, we are able to rise up together. And it is so much better to rise together than to be the only one at the top. I believe we can all rise to a higher consciousness, a higher state of being, a higher state of love, a deeper state of love. And we do that through healing. We do that through healing. So thank you so much for sharing. I so appreciate that. I so appreciate that. Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments on womb healing so far? Were you able to connect? Wani, were you able to get any message through your journaling? I really love that she shared that the room was pitch dark. That is very telling. That shows a disconnect. But I promise you, the more you do this and the more you ask and the more she recognizes that you are actually there for her, you're going to connect. I promise. I promise. I promise. It is so normal and common to feel emotions come up because this is the seat of emotions. So let them flow. Let them flow. Let them flow. Wani says she's telling you the reason why I feel so much fear and overwhelm is because I am not connected. Yes. Yes, exactly. Everything happens through connection. We're humans. Like, we are hardwired to feel connected, right? We are hardwired to feel connected. We want to feel that love and that nurturing and that support. And as we feel that within ourselves, we're able to connect more deeply with others. Tiffany says, she told me I grieve too. I feel loss, emptiness. I feel safe for being quiet. I feel tired. What can you do for her, Tiffany? What can you do for her? Wani says that connecting with her daily is the most important thing I can do every day. Yeah, and Wani, I would agree. I would agree 100%, 100%. This was such a powerful part of my transformation and of my rise. Hello, Hot Scotch Bonnet. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. This was such an important part of my own healing and my own transformation and my own ability to create a multiple six-figure business in 15 months. In 15 months, from going from literally being almost homeless and on food stamps. And it is from connecting and doing this work and allowing that divine feminine to really rise, and from doing some womb healing. So I want to do one more womb healing exercise for you. So what I'm going to have you do, again, men, you can do this as well, is really let yourself sit back, relax. And you can even place your hands on your womb. Or, for men, if you place your thumbs together and just underneath your belly button and then let your hands rest, this is actually the mudra for the divine feminine, the downward facing triangle. So your hands are kind of going over from just under your belly button to the top of your pubic bone. This is going to be the seat of your sacral chakra, of your womb, of your divine feminine. And close your eyes for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths into your pelvic bowl. So your fingers will actually spread a little bit as you breathe into the space. Breathe in life. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to have you ask for anything that needs to be released to come to your hands. You might feel a little bit of warmth. You might feel a little bit of a knot. You might feel some sort of tingling or an energy. You might feel some numbness, particularly if you've been disconnected. And simply pull it out. So I'm just going to demonstrate up here, right? You can pull it out. Oftentimes, this energy is rope-like. Pull out this rope. Just pull it out. You may have memories surface as you're pulling the stuff out. Visions. Simply pull it out. This is the stuff that doesn't serve you. Keep pulling. I'm going to keep talking as you pull. So your energy field, your aura, is what allows you to receive. And any active vibrations you have, or resonances, you're going to be receiving more of that, right? Law of attraction is what you put out, you get back. A lot of people don't realize that they have active resonances or vibrations from past wounds or injuries or traumas or emotions that they're not realizing are still active within. So as you pull the stuff out that doesn't serve you, you might feel more space opening up in your lower belly. You might notice you can breathe a little deeper. You might just start to feel lighter. Keep pulling. Just pull it out. And you can even imagine like a hole that opens up. And you just allow this to go down into that hole and allow the universe to carry it away. If you are in the practice of working with a spirit team, you can have your spirits come and carry it away. You can ask some angel helpers, whatever you believe in. Or you can simply imagine like dumping this into the universe. I will sometimes imagine a universal garbage can. And this takes it away. And energy is energy. The universe is going to transmute this. So your energy field, as you expand it, will allow you to attract more to you. So again, I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs and people who want to attract more. They want a life of more abundance, of more freedom, of time freedom, of location freedom, of deeper love and connection. And as you expand your energetic space, your energetic capacity, you are able to expand and hold on to energetically what it is you are manifesting, what it is you are creating. So if you've had a hard time manifesting, if you've had a hard time receiving abundance, love, positive people, this is a really powerful technique and way to expand your energetic capacity. Your energetic capacity. Now there are a multitude of different ways. This is just one for you for today. So continue pulling. And as you create this space within your sacral chakra, within your womb, breathe into it. Let yourself breathe deeply. You can envision that beam of light coming in through the crown of your head and filling this space. You can infuse an intention. What is it you are willing to create? You are willing to see manifest in your life. You can infuse that here now. So when you're ready, take some deep breaths into this space. And this is just a very simple, just clearing. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing an ancestral healing. So we can uncover some of the generational, transgenerational, and ancestral wounds and patterns and vibrations that you've been carrying with you. And I'm so excited for that. It's such powerful work. So when you've done, you're done pulling this energy out that no longer serves you, breathe in a new healed energy. Channel in that beam of light. You can channel an orange light, golden light, pink or green healing light, whatever you most resonate with and feel called. Fill that space. Let your energy field expand. This is a lot like clearing out the closet. You can't add more to your closet if it's filled with crap that you've been carrying around for years. You're not even aware of it. Wani, you'll feel like you've reached the end of the rope. Wani asks, how do you know if you've reached the end of the rope? You'll feel it. You'll feel it. So you can keep going. You might feel some physical sensations when you're doing this work. I used to have a client that would feel like she was like gagging or even almost like vomiting as she was pulling this stuff out. So your physical sensations can be really very real. You can pull for 20 minutes. You could pull for 45 minutes sometimes, especially if you've never done this and depending on what you are holding on to. If you want, you can, it's almost like you can kind of go in with both hands and just grab the bundle of rope and pull it out, right? So instead of pulling the rope, you're grabbing the entire thing and pull it out. Try that. Yeah, Tiffany says stuff is coming up literally. Yeah, that is not uncommon. It's not uncommon. This happens so much with healing, and it's so fascinating. It's so fascinating. You might also notice some unpleasant smells when you're going to the bathroom. It's amazing how much emotional energy gets stored up, and when it's releasing, when you were detoxing, you were clearing this out of your body. You can, you might have a funky cycle, a period if you're still having periods. You may have some smells come out that aren't normal. It's the clearing, it is the releasing. You may have some gastrointestinal stuff. Maybe you're having diarrhea or some other GI stuff happening. This is a part of the clearing. I'm not saying it will happen. It doesn't happen for everybody, and it doesn't happen every time either. When I first started using a yoni egg, I stunk. I was like, I'm so glad I'm single right now. Because it was like 2 months, and I was like, oh my God, this is just such, and it was all the anger that I was still holding on to the person that got me pregnant. And that's what that was, and that's how it responded when I was detoxing that out. Yeah. So you can keep pulling forever and ever. But what I was saying before is it's like a closet, right? And it's like you're clearing out the closet of all of the shit that you've been carrying around that you don't even remember that you have. So you can create the space for more. And how good does it feel when you've done a big deep cleaning and you've just gotten rid of a bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, there's so much more space. It feels lighter. It just feels expansive when you're in your physical space. This is the same thing we're doing energetically so that you can, have the space and the capacity. I'm not saying that you have to fill it up right away, but you can actually have and create the capacity for yourself to be able to manifest more clients, to be able to manifest more money, to be able to manifest, relationships, your dream house, the lifestyle you want to live. Because it's all right there. It's all right there. And as you heal, you release, you create the space, and you let yourself rise. So together we heal, together we rise. Does anybody have any other questions? Any comments? I am so grateful for everyone being here today. Today was your introduction to womb healing. Tomorrow we will be doing ancestral healing. I walk you through this process in my book, Naked, A Woman Reborn, a self-help memoir of how I turned getting pregnant from rape into the absolute greatest opportunity for transformation and growth. And I turned those lemons into champagne. So if you haven't yet, it is available for order on Amazon and on Kindle, Amazon Prime and on Kindle. I am so grateful for everyone's support, so grateful for being here and being able to bring this healing to the world. So this book right now is in 6 countries. We are literally healing together and healing the world together. And together we heal, together we rise. Together we heal, together we rise. We are creating a new way of being, a new reality for ourselves, because history repeats itself because of these active resonances and vibrations until it is healed. So thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I'm so grateful for you all. I will see you tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time on Instagram and on Facebook here to do some ancestral healing. This is going to be so fun. Mwah.